All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible stories ever told. We're about to go on a journey through a 12th century Persian epic poem by Farid ud-Din Attar. It's called The Conference of the Birds, and trust me, this is way more than just a story about birds. It's basically an allegorical map for the soul's quest for something bigger.
The whole epic kicks off with this mysterious promise. It hints at this powerful, almost mythical king who lives just beyond the edge of the known world. And this isn't just a bedtime story. It's an invitation, a call to adventure that could change everything for anyone brave enough to take it on.
So, what is this journey, really? Well, on the surface, it's a huge adventure, but underneath, the whole thing is an allegory. Think of it like a spiritual road trip, where every single bird, every challenge they face, represents a part of ourselves on the path to finding some kind of deeper truth.
Now, let's set the scene. Imagine the entire world of birds is just a total mess. They're in complete disarray. They don't have a leader, they've got no purpose, no unity. As the poem puts it, our constitution makes no sense. How is it we alone have no such thing? So they all get together and decide we have to find a real king to bring some order to this chaos.
To really get what's going on here, you have to understand that this whole quest is soaked in the mystical Islamic tradition of Sufism. Now, Sufism isn't just a bunch of ideas, it's a way, a practical path. The whole goal is to strip away your ego, that sense of I, me, mine, so you can finally see that your soul is connected to the divine. This poem, it's basically Sufism 101, but told like a blockbuster adventure movie. So every great road trip needs two things, right? You need a good guide, and you need an incredible destination. Well, in this epic, we get both, and they are absolutely legendary.
Just as all the birds are squabbling about what to do, the wise Hoopoe flutters forward. He's our mentor figure, our Gandalf, the one who knows the secrets of the path. And he's the one who reveals their destination, the magnificent King Simorgh, a ruler who lives beyond the mythical Calf Mountain, hidden from the world. He tells them, if you can just make this journey, this king will solve everything. But here's where the real story kicks in. The birds are all fired up. For a minute. Then they realize this journey is going to be long, it's going to be dangerous, and it means leaving everything they love behind. And suddenly, the excuses start flying. And this right here is where the poem gets so brilliantly relatable. First up, you've got the nightingale, the poet of the bird world. He's totally in love with the beauty of the rose. He stands for our attachment to all those earthly, temporary pleasures. It's a beautiful kind of love, sure, but the Hoopoe's response is sharp. He says that kind of love is fleeting. The rose's beauty fades. The real quest is for a love that's eternal, a beauty that never, ever dies. Next, the partridge steps up. This guy is obsessed with gems and precious stones. I mean, it's a pretty clear metaphor for our attachment to money and material things. He just can't imagine leaving all his treasure behind. But the Hoopoe's comeback is so simple and so profound. Why are you chasing shiny rocks when the Simorgh, the source of all value, is the only jewel you'll ever really need? And then you have the hawk. He's proud, he's ambitious, he loves his status, being close to earthly power. He can't imagine giving up his cushy spot in the royal court. But the Hoopoe gives him a serious warning. Worldly power is dangerous. An earthly king is like a raging fire, and the people who hover too close, they're always the first to get burned. And to really hammer this point home, the Hoopoe tells a quick little story, a parable about what true royalty and real wealth are all about. So the great King Mahmud is feeling down, and he goes to hang out with this humble guy who stokes the fires for a public bathhouse. And the stoker, he's not intimidated at all. He just shares his stale bread and his company. The king is so moved by this simple, real connection that he keeps coming back. Finally, he offers the stoker anything he wants in the whole world. But the stoker hits him with this incredible line. His true monarchy, his real kingdom, is just being there with the king. Okay, so after hearing all the Hoopoe's wisdom, a lot of the birds get inspired. They ditch their excuses and they agree to start the journey. But the hardest part? Oh, it's just getting started. Now they have to cross 7 treacherous valleys, and each one is a major test for the soul. Now you gotta understand, these aren't actual physical places. They're stages of a deep inner transformation. In the Valley of the Quest, they have to get rid of all their worldly desires. In the Valley of Love, they find a passion so fierce it just burns away all logic. Then they go through Insight, where they see how pointless their old beliefs were. And then Detachment, where they stop caring about winning or losing. This leads them to unity, seeing the divine in everything, and then bewilderment, where they're just overwhelmed by it all. And finally, they reach the seventh valley, annihilation, where the individual self, the ego, is just gone.
So, after years of struggle and loss and transformation, the very few birds who actually survive all 7 valleys finally arrive at the court of the great Simorgh. They're exhausted, they're purified, and they are ready to finally meet their king. Just think about this for a second. Thousands of birds started this epic quest. Thousands! But after the brutal trials of those 7 valleys, how many were left? Only 30. They're led before this brilliant, blinding light, and as they gaze into it, they don't see some separate king sitting on a throne. No, they see a reflection. They see themselves. And in that moment, they realize the divine king they were searching for wasn't some external ruler. It was the very essence of their own collective soul. And this is where the poem delivers its absolutely stunning, mind-blowing twist. You see, the name of the king they were looking for, Simorgh, is actually a play on words. In Persian, Simorgh literally means 30 birds. The answer was right there in the name the whole time. So in the end, this whole epic journey wasn't about finding a king out there somewhere. It was about taking a journey inward. They had to travel to the ends of the earth just to discover the divine truth that was already inside them. As a group, all along, they were the king they were looking for.
You know, Attar's masterpiece really teaches us that the path to any profound truth means leaving our comfort zones, our attachments, our excuses, our whole idea of who we are. The birds had to leave their nests to find themselves. So I guess the question to leave you with is, what journey is calling you?